when you are done with your armature, you are going to want to make sure you bring it up for a grade. And what you are going to find with your armature is there are going to be a couple things that you may need to fix. If you have a gap in your armature and it is a gap that is very structurally, like the walls around it aren't collapsing at all and it's still very sturdy, this is something that you can fix while you are covering your sculpture and you don't need to worry about it right now. If you have a gap that is going to be visually, the walls are going to be moving a lot, you will need to fix that with chipboard or cardboard or whatever you're using before you move on to the covering. The other thing that you might find with your armature is you might find little overhangs, and an overhang that might be almost a finger wide. This is not a big deal, and this can easily be covered while you are covering your armature. However, if you have an overhang that is very big, like this one, you would want to take a box cutter and carefully, or scissors, and carefully cut this off, because this overhang would be very, very noticeable, very obvious. So you would want to be very careful when you cut this, and you would want to carefully cut it off so that you don't have this huge overhang. Another way to fix an overhang, so I have another overhang right here, and another way to fix something like that, this one would be hard to cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape and I am going to press it down on the top part, and then if I just pull it down to the bottom part here, and then I only press it down on the very edge, and I might want to actually move my tape farther over. So I just get the edge and then bring it down. And then if I only press it down on the very bottom part here, and I don't press up here, then you can see that I smoothed out that overhang that I did see before. So now it's just a smooth surface. So that is another way to fix your overhangs that you may have that you might want to fix so that you can't see that overhang before you start covering. This is going to show you how to wrap your armature using duct tape. This is something that needs to be decided between you and your partner. I will not provide the duct tape for you, and it only needs to be done if it's comfortable for you and your partner to bring in duct tape. You will need about 3 to 5 rolls of duct tape in order to cover your whole armature using duct tape. So you will need a lot. It is also something that if you decide to cover your armature with duct tape, but you forget duct tape one day or you run out, you will need to then start covering your armature with another method, because you will not be able to just sit in class and not do anything that day while you don't have duct tape. So the very first thing that you're probably going to want to do is prep your duct tape so that you have duct tape ready to go, and keeping in mind that you do not use the orange handled scissors to cut duct tape or any type of tape. Use the other scissors that have a different colored handle in the cabinet. You always want to start with your corners. So I'm going to start with this corner here. And let's see here. I'm gonna come up a little bit. And you are just going to want to smooth down the edges as much as possible. And when you get to a corner on the other side, what you are going to want to do, there are a couple options. You can fold it over and then fold it over again. You can just simply bring it together and then cut that off as well. Or you can fold it over and then your next row of duct tape can cover that right up. So those are your options for that. If you have a very big overhang that you are going to try to cover up, so this is a very big overhang here, you are going to want to start with the corner again, and you are going to want to start with the edge that is overhanging and put your duct tape on that. And then you want to kind of push or pull down the tape just to where it starts kind of going out. And with this one, this overhang was so bad that I'm gonna have to do another piece of tape right next to that to kind of make it look a little better. You don't want to go all the way up to the overhang like I did here, because that still shows the overhang. Whereas this is a lot more smooth going down, and over here it's more smooth going down. It's harder when your overhangs are really big. Then with your next piece of duct tape, you always want to overlap, but as little as possible so that you're not wasting duct tape. And I always start at one end, and then I kind of line it up, and then I slowly start folding it over. And then what you are going to want to do, if you decide this method, you might want to have one partner take the handle of the scissors and simply just rub it down, because this is going to be really important that your duct tape stays on your project, because we know that duct tape doesn't always stay on top of our cardboard and chipboard. And that is how you would go about covering your armature with duct tape. At the end of the class period each day, you will probably have messy brushes or some things that you need to clean. So what you need to do is you need to turn on the water, and you don't need to have it going full bore because the sinks are old, they will fill up. You need to squish out the brushes underneath the water until the water turns clear. So until you have all that glue out. It's really important to get all the glue out, because otherwise our brushes will get stiff and you won't be able to use them anymore. So once your water starts turning clear, then you can kind of get some of that extra water out. And then there will probably be a paper towel on the side of the sink that you can set it on, or you can put it back in the cart where you got it.